Okay, so now let's write the part of the code that actually does the file copying. So we want to say while input.hasNext, which means while there's more stuff in the from file, we're going to read in the current line, and then we're just going to turn around and write that line right back out to the to file. And that's it. That's all we need to do to copy the information. So once that while loop completes, the file has been completely copied. So we're just going to print out a message to the user. If I can type. It says that file was successfully copied. Okay, so let's try this and make sure it works okay. So I'm just going to pick a random text file here. We'll just pick this alignment.txt file. And we'll put it in my downloads directory, and we'll call it alignment.txt.bak. Okay, so it says the file was successfully copied. And if I go to my downloads directory, and here's the alignment.txt.bak file, and if I open that up here, you can see that it does have data in it. This is just an XML file for some stuff that I'm working on, but you can see that there definitely is data there, so the copy worked. So there's a couple questions you might have about this. One of them is, why did we have to move the declaration of the scanner and the print writer outside of the try block? Well, the problem is that we want to be able to close the scanner and print writer in the finally block. The reason we want to put that in the finally block is because we are 100% sure that the finally block will execute. If the try block runs to completion, or if there's any kind of exception and the catch block gets executed, no matter which one of those happens, the finally block's still gonna get executed. But the finally block can only refer to variables that are in its scope. If we declare the input and the output variables, if we declare them inside the try block, then those variables can only be reached inside this try case, and they aren't visible in the finally case. So that's why we had to move the declarations of those outside the try block. And the other thing I want to think about is, let's run this program again, but this time, instead of actually picking files, let's just hit cancel. See, this is bad. We don't want to display this kind of message to the user because this kind of message is meaningless to the user. The user has no idea what a null pointer exception is or what they did wrong or anything. So we can click on this line and we can see where the exception occurred, and we can think about what happened here. So what happened is, if we go up to the try block, we tried to attach a scanner to the from file, but the from file was null because the user didn't click on the approve option. So it got initialized to null, and this didn't execute because the user didn't click the approve option. So even though a null pointer exception is a runtime exception and we don't have to check for those, we probably should because we don't want to end up displaying gibberish to the user. So in this case, I could wrap these inside a try-catch block, or I could just add a statement that says if from is null or to is null, we can say something to the user. Let's just say the file copy could not be initiated. Oh, that's hard to spell. And then we'll just exit the program. We don't want to pass 0 to system.exit here because 0 by convention means that everything went well. So instead we'll pass -1. Okay, and this time if you run the program and the user cancels, everything will work out fine and display a nice error message. So that's it for this week.